Before you watch this video, understand that I know that you know that I know that YouTube is a corporation and they have the right to boot or censor whoever they want, but that still doesn't change the fact that they're a bunch of fascist This is why we launched the Mug Club in partnership with CRTV. You'll see now it's more important than ever. It's actually a necessity for what we do because of people who are beholden to, unfortunately, the colluding corporate overlords. So there's a lot of news out there regarding YouTube right now, with advertisers pulling from YouTube and YouTube changing their whole revenue model. Naturally, a lot of people are scared and want some answers to questions. So let me explain this to you. Let's unpack it first from where this started. Before we get into the current revenue issue, and that's why, like we said, we have to create other streams of revenue. We have the website, we have the podcast. The Mug Club is the most important thing. It allows us to grow and employ everybody. Let's get into the soft types of silencing of voices of opposition that have occurred on YouTube for a while, and that's been before this. So, for example, restricted mode. This is something a lot of people don't know. Restricted mode is a mode that's, I think, automatic if you are not over 18 on YouTube. And unless you are logged into YouTube and over the age of 18 and confirm that, you can't see videos that are barred in restricted mode. Most people who use YouTube are not active YouTube users. So if you actually look at yours truly, our channel, in restricted mode, you can't see anything. You cannot find any videos. By the way, it's important to note, this show is FCC compliant, because that's how this show was. It was a radio show. It was a syndicated radio show before we went exclusively online. So you could run this show on any radio station. You could run it on any television network. That's why we put the bleeps in there, because that's what we had to do. Is it offensive to some people? Sure. Is it an actual violation of FCC guidelines? No, it's not. Now contrast our channel in restricted mode with the commanders of using the word fuck, so you know it's real talk in chief, the Young Turks. Look at this. Everything shows up.
You could hit load more for days.
You could just hit load more for days. And their lackey, Kyle Kolinski, there is totally available. These shows are far more profane. They'd be an R rating in a film or a mature viewership on television. No restrictions there. Something even more important, this is like we talked about earlier with the education, the industrial educational establishment, where Bernie Sanders wants us to funnel more money to these schools without choice. Put our channel in restricted mode. We have students sending us this all the time. So Young Turks available in colleges where Cenk simply says, this is bullshit. Our channel where we list our references and sources, for example, on a 15-minute video as to why democratic socialism doesn't work, or the history of single-payer healthcare system, things that are actually informative, not allowed on college campus. And or high schools, actually, too.
I've seen Prager University videos, which are some of the most benign on YouTube.
Now, we're doing this to try and paint a picture where it's not just, well, you said some naughty things. No, even conservative videos that are effective that don't say naughty things are restricted, and then leftist videos that do say all the naughty words and all the nasty things and all the hate speech. I can't use that phrase unironically. Sorry, BuzzFeed.
It's unbecoming. Don't do it.
It doesn't happen to them. Now we get to the point of revenue. So YouTube has constantly been trying, for those who don't understand this, I know it sounds a little bit technical. For people who don't understand, YouTube has been constantly changing their algorithms as far as who gets revenue. They invite original content creators onto their platform. People like us created YouTube, and they would give us a revenue split of the advertising. They keep trying to change it because YouTube isn't profitable. And so it went to percentage of videos viewed, and then it went to overall time viewed. Now, why is that? Because YouTube, in trying to appeal to big corporate sponsors like Comcast, NBC, Verizon has a channel.
Yeah. Has a channel
that's sponsored Seriously Something.tv. It's literally the social justice channel.
It is the worst things you hate about social justice videos. That's what they do.
And it's unironic. It's like you flip it on. It's like, yep, fat glasses feminist talking about patriarchy. Thanks, Verizon. I can hear you now. And so in order to try to appeal to them, they say, well, look, they go, we need most amount of time watching your videos. Well, what does that do? That means people upload a video maybe once a week, maybe a couple times a week, original content creators. They got pushed out because they don't have the ability to compete with, say, CNN or MSNBC, who put out 20 videos a day, or the Young Turks. And that's why we've been putting out videos consistently every day. Behind the paywall, you get the full show. loudwithcrowder.com/mugclub. And then we put up clips on YouTube so that we're consistent. We're pretty fortunate in that we're able to compete on that playing field. But a lot of YouTubers aren't. So here's what happened with our revenue recently. If you look at this chart, we deleted the numbers to try and be discreet. Look at that. Plummets down to 0 overnight. And our watch time is over 8 minutes in this channel. If you actually look at the podcast, it's 35 to 40 minutes. So it's changed because we have some videos that are 2 or 3 minutes. We've done everything right. We don't have any hard copyright strikes on our channel. We don't actually violate fair use. We don't do clickbait. People come to our videos, they watch the videos for a long amount of time, and they watch our videos more than, for example, the Young Turks or CNN or Late Night with Seth Meyers organically, and YouTube still wants to try and force people like us out. That's the thing. If you look at the YouTube trending homepage now, and this is what's crazy, you can find like Late Night with Seth Meyers or Samantha Bee homepage YouTube trending for days, and it has a couple 100,000 plays.
Yeah.
Something else we noticed, a big reason for a revenue drop, certain videos were demonetized on our channel. So let's give them all our videos on Islam. Nearly all our videos regarding Islam were demonetized, okay? Let's just assume you don't believe in a form of ideas or criticizing an ideology. You think that any kind of negative speech of Islam should be banned because they're liberal and that's what they want to do. It's at least consistent with their worldview. Fine, let's give you that. But something else we noticed, almost every single video we have critical of the Young Turks has been demonetized. Now, if you want to talk about hate speech, which is a silly term that doesn't mean anything, is putting on a wig and doing an impression of the Young Turks, again, FCC compliant in that it's bleeped out, doing an impression of the Young Turks in a sketch that could be seen in any late night program, is that really a violation of hate speech on YouTube? Is that really something so offensive that you think advertisers would want to pull? And by the way, if advertisers would want to pull, guess who would want to advertise on there? All kinds of channels, all kinds of companies who don't want to be on the Young Turks channel, like the NRA. You think Smith & Wesson, you think Ruger, do you think Chick-fil-A, they want to advertise on leftist channels? No, there's an equal and opposite reaction, but YouTube often blocks out those sponsors. Every single video, almost every single video about the Young Turks that we offer up critically has been demonetized. This is proof positive that YouTube, it's not about hate speech. It's not really about offensive speech. It's not about racism. It is about protecting their corporate buddies and people who have the same vested, not only financial interests, but opinionative interests, and lying to you about it. Because they're saying, no, this is just about racism. It's just about hate speech. It's not. It's not. They're censoring anything that's negative from the Young Turks. I don't know if Cenk is making phone calls. I know the guy's pissed. I know the guy doesn't like us. I know on his show he'll call out every single gray-haired conservative Tom, Dick, and Harry not named Steven Crowder. He's terrified to come on this show. You know it. I know it. I don't know if he's personally making calls, but I do know if you look at YouTube and the relationship with the Young Turks, Politicon might as well be called the Young TurksCon. It's always Cenk debating someone and Jimmy Dore or Anna Kasparian moderating it every single year. YouTube Studios, I think in Venice or Marina del Rey, they devoted an entire set to the Young Turks. They bet everything on black. YouTube at the Young Turks were going to be their news agency, and they're still featuring their content and pushing it, and people don't want it. And so now they're demonetizing other people who are filling in the market by saying, you know what, actually, you know what, you even teasing the Young Turks, that's hate speech. So we can't allow it. And that's why, listen, it started out, we saw these storm clouds coming. We created the Mug Club. We partnered up with CRTV. So you have Mark Levin, Michelle Malkin, myself, Matt Kibbe, other libertarians and conservatives there. It's less than $6 a month if you join. You don't have to. But what it does do, a lot of people are saying, well, why don't you just upload your videos somewhere else? Well, we do. We upload our videos to multiple points, but nowhere else actually pays. YouTube invited content creators on because they wanted our business because they were making money off of advertising. And then they switched the game. No other place allows for advertising. So we can upload it if you want free content. We'll always upload here to YouTube, bookmark it, check back, but it doesn't pay the bills. And something we've always been concerned with doing at this show is we just don't want to yell into a camera and go, feminists. 12 people are employed. We want to elevate online content. It's great that people can sit there and bitch about things into a webcam, but we're actually changing lives. We have researchers, we have writers, we have video producers. People here who are working on the show are trying to create online content to a level of quality that we know you want and you demand. And we've offered it for free for a long time. And a good portion of it is still for free, but we can't continue to do it so long as people like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter keep changing the game. That's why we have the Mug Club. If you guys actually want to see this content continue to go on, continue to grow, the free content, we appreciate it if you join at louderwithcrowder.com/Mug Club. But it really is unreal. It really is Orwellian. They have the right to do whatever they want to do as far as being a corporation, but they're lying about it and switching the game so often. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, or if you want to join the Mug Club, if you're a student, veteran, or military, it's $69 for the year. To support this content, it'll always be free here on YouTube. We'll probably be uploading elsewhere. But thanks to everyone who's been with us through thick and thin, and hopefully the show will go on. That's both a figure of speech and quite literal in this case. Click the button. Click the button. I dare you. Do it.